Folks, if you aren't aware, and I talked about this earlier on the Majority Report, they didn't know, which was shocking to me because they're usually on top of the Tim Pool news. But once again, Matt Binder outscoops even them. But I wasn't the first to the Tim Pool thing though. Just first in the Majority Report world. But if you're not aware, Tim Pool was shockingly absent from his live stream channels over the past week. Now, this was weird and concerned a lot of his followers and fans because since like 2019, I believe, Tim Pool has pretty much done a daily live stream on one of his many YouTube channels. This is a guy who's running one of the biggest right-wing YouTube channels, although he'll claim it's not right-wing, it's right-wing. Right-wing YouTube channels. He makes an estimated $600,000 a month from his channels. Kudos to him. That's the dream, right? But he was absent from doing his regular show for days, and people were starting to get concerned. And then suddenly, on Wednesday, I guess, all the rumors flying, he posted this. Oh, wait, that's not it. That's my screen. Here we go. He posted this.
This past week, I've been MIA because on Friday, I tested positive for COVID.
Tim Pool's got COVID. Now, this is a guy who's been on this daily live stream show that he does on YouTube to his tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of live stream viewers. His episodes after the stream and combined with the replays regularly get like close to like 1 million, if not hit 1 million views, if not more. Has been, pushing various COVID-19 anti-lockdown sentiments, anti-vaccination sentiments. Not just him for all these, I'll be fair, but having these type of guests on, his producers saying this stuff, alternative methods, alternative medicine, I should say. This guy who has been one of the promoters of COVID-19 not being that big of a deal and all this, the anti-mask stuff was big from him. All of a sudden, this complete healthy young man has got COVID, and from what he says, he was near deathly ill.
Extremely bad case. My lungs were getting really bad. I think I would have ended up in the emergency room were it not for the prescription that I got, which is the kitchen sink treatment. Basically the same thing that Joe Rogan got. It was
he got the kitchen sink treatment, the same thing Joe Rogan got. And hold on, let me pull up exactly what that treatment was, because I know that he tweeted about it. That kitchen sink treatment is monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, something called azithromycin. I'm not familiar with that one, along with an NAD or NAD, not familiar with that either, and a vitamin drip. Let's keep hearing from Tim Pool about this whole kitchen sink.
Monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, azithromycin, and I also got NAD and a vitamin drip. And I believe those made me way better. I truly believe it was the monoclonal antibodies that made me better. I have a much longer update explaining everything that happened over at youtube.com/TimCastNews.
Oh, okay.
So go and check that out. It's a half-an-hour explainer of everything that went down. I want to give a special thanks to Joe Rogan for just his support.
I want to let you guys know in on this right here, because I don't know if he gets to this in this clip, but I do know for a fact this is what happened. So Tim Pool, after realizing that he's really sick, he contacts a clinic, and apparently he asks for ivermectin, and they won't give it to him because ivermectin is not FDA approved. Now, I've had on Dr. Osgood on this show, who is, in my view, one of the most important voices in the ivermectin debate. He is a former member of the FLCCC, the frontline COVID care group that basically has become the major promoter of ivermectin. And he very publicly left that group. Now, Dr. Osgood is a guy who believes from his own use that ivermectin can be used to relieve symptoms, not fix COVID. He's not a miracle drug like the FLCCC promotes as curing COVID. He believes it could just help you with how you feel from his own experience. However, he also says that the data's not there completely, and this is just, on a case-by-case basis of what he's seen, and he's ready to say that could be wrong when a large enough study comes through that shows that it wasn't, in fact, the ivermectin doing that. He also very publicly left the FLCCC because they do not promote the vaccine, and he says that the number one way to end the pandemic and not get deathly ill from COVID is by getting vaccinated. So he left that group. So I'm not someone who's like, one of these like people going overboard and spreading like the ivermectin conspiracy theories from the other side, like that silly report about how ivermectin like makes makes men infertile. I've spoken to someone who we had a great conversation, and so I know the details here. Again, this is a guy who was not happy that he couldn't get ivermectin. And talking about Tim Pool now. And so what does he do? He calls up Joe Rogan. Now, remember, this is someone who's been telling his audience, all sorts of things about the lockdown and the vaccinations and the masks, basically downplaying the seriousness of COVID-19. How many of those people that watch his show, how many of them do you think have access to Joe Rogan? Because what Joe Rogan does when Tim Pool calls him is Joe Rogan tells him, let me hook you up with my contacts who will get you this kitchen sink. How many Tim Pool's viewers have access to Joe Rogan to get them the kitchen sink?
Finding a doctor. They gave me this prescription. Yeah, I think it saved my life. I genuinely think it was that bad, but check it out, and I'll see you there.
Now, also, he doesn't say it in this clip. I just wanted to make sure. Joe Rogan offered to pay for Tim Pool's treatment. Again, Tim Pool's making like 6 figures a month, so I don't know why that's a thing. But Joe Rogan offered to pay Tim Pool for the treatment. How much was this treatment? This kitchen sink? $3,600. How many of Tim Pool's viewers have $3,600 lying around? If they even got the Joe Rogan contact to get the kitchen sink treatment, how many of them had the $3,600 lying around to pay for it? When they could have just got the fucking vaccine for free, right? But on top of that, how many of them have Joe Rogan to offer to, I'll cover it, buddy. Don't worry about it. What these guys are doing to their fan base, their viewers, is in my estimation, so irresponsible. And I'm being nice here. At best, irresponsible. Also, it's funny. Joe Rogan's the one who convinced him how serious this was. Joe Rogan was the guy on air previously saying that young people don't need to get it. If you're a young, healthy guy, what do you do? You're a young man. What are you doing getting the vaccine? You don't need it. You're not going to die from it. Yet he's telling Tim Pool that it's a serious thing and not to fuck around with it when Tim Pool gives him a private phone call. Now, Joe Rogan, when he got it, he took it seriously, obviously. He's a guy in his mid-50s. So, if you're a Rogan fan saying like, Rogan does take it seriously for people who are, in the most vulnerable groups. Sure, Rogan's in his mid-50s. He took it seriously because as a guy in his mid-50s, he's in a more vulnerable group. Okay. Tim Pool is one of those young guys he's talking about. Tim Pool's in his 30s. Tim Pool is one of those guys that doesn't need the vaccine. Tim Pool, by the way, is unvaccinated. I should be clear. And he's still unvaccinated. Why is Joe Rogan telling Tim Pool in this private phone call, listen, young man, healthy young man, which in another clip that Tim Pool posted, he talks about how he's a very healthy guy, doesn't even have piercings and tattoos. Young man, you need to take this seriously, says Joe Rogan in a private phone call. unbelievable. And if you're wondering how Tim Pool, by the way, got COVID-19, apparently he held a in-person live show at a bar in, I believe, West Virginia, where they offered 200 free tickets, which sold out, and had comedians and did a live Q&A with him and his producers. No vaccination requirement. No COVID testing at the site. No mask requirement even. Just a free-for-all. I mean, just unbelievable, really. But no, I guess not unbelievable. Really believable, I guess, right? That's what we're getting here, right? That's what we get with these guys. It's unfortunate that they have so many gullible fans who listen to them when they're putting those very people in danger. And those very people don't have the access to Joe Rogan, the specialty doctors, the money, or a Joe Rogan-esque moneyed friend to lay out the $3,000 for the kitchen sink treatment.